Okay, let's get right into it. As they say at church, let's not prolong the service. Let's get right into what you came here for. Is YouTube is YouTube on easy mode? By the way, I'm Shantae Charles, and 6 days ago I had 19 subscribers. Currently, I have a little over 1,700 subscribers, and I've had over 50,000 views on one video, and videos combined over, I think, like over 50. I'm not sure of what the exact number is, but I've had over 50,000 views. um is it on easy mode? I wouldn't say specifically yes, it is on easy mode. What I have done is I have posted more consistently than what I was posting before. I set a goal and a commitment to post at least 2 videos a day. And I think more importantly than posting every day is I told my story, and my story resonates with many people. Um, and I found my avatar. My avatar um, is the Black woman, because of course I am Black. I am Black, undeniably. I am Black. So I um, decided who my avatar would be, and I decided to tell my story. And my story is how I was on the struggle bus and how I got off of the struggle bus. I told my story of how I did not want to be a baby mama, being having children outside of wedlock, having children by men that have multiple children and not living in a home with any of them is relatable in the Black community. Unfortunately, most of us know someone who has had children with multiple women, and who is not related to, is not living in the house with any of his children and did not marry any of the women that he had children by. And I did not want that to be my story. So I did not get married until I did not have my first child, until I was 37. Now, I probably could have gotten married younger and had children younger, but when I was in my 20s and 30s, I was not desperate to get married. I was living my best single life, not worried about who I had to answer to. And there's a lot of chatter and on social media about Black women, baby mama, this and that. And not every Black woman is a baby mother. Some women desire to wait to get married so they can have a husband in the home helping raise his children. Now, I'm not knocking women who are single mothers, and by no way am I putting you down or I'm knocking you, because my mother was a single mother. But I did not want that to be my story. So I shared my story because I knew it was relatable. I shared my story about living here in the Midwest. I live in the state of North Dakota, one of the whitest states. And when I say whitest, I mean that it is predominantly white here. We are probably 1% or less here, but I have a good life here. And moving to North Dakota from Georgia allowed me to have financial stability. And although I am a minority here, well, I'm a minority in America, period. I'm a minority. That's just the way it is. But living here, it's more in your face and more in my face that I'm a minority. But it is not pointed out to me on an everyday basis. I don't feel like I have to be on guard and not every white person is out to get me. Because truth be told, I could be in Georgia, and I used to live in Florida. I could be living in Florida and have problems with white people or someone of another race. It doesn't have anything to do with location all the time. And because I'm in a majority white place, racism can be experienced anywhere. But when I moved here from Georgia, I had been living in Georgia for 3 years, and I was struggling financially. I could not get ahead. I was looking for jobs. I was desperately looking for work, and I could not find a job. So I heard about this place. Well, I always knew of North Dakota because, of course, I grew up here in America. I knew North Dakota was a state. But I heard about Williston, North Dakota, from the news, that there were plenty of jobs here. The jobs paid good. And I started doing some research, and I found a job here in North Dakota, not in Williston, but the job relocated me here. I was able to afford to be self-sufficient. At the time when I moved here 12 years ago, I was making $12 an hour. I was a CNA. Now, $12 an hour is not a lot of money. It is not a lot of money. But when I first came here, CNAs in the state of Georgia were still making minimum wage. Now, bear in mind, this was before the pandemic, before they started paying CNAs the big bucks. This was before the pandemic. But I could afford to live here making $12 an hour and afford to have an apartment on my own without needing supplemental assistance from the government via Section 8 to pay my rent. And it is still very affordable here. I live a good, comfortable life here. I'm married now. We have 4 children, and we're able to take care of our children. But I got on YouTube and I started telling my story. I found what people could relate to. And I decided, well, let me tell this part of my life to give people hope that, hey, you can do better if you want better. You may have to move. You may have to move. Now, I'm not recommending that everyone who is having a hard time that you pick up and move, because moving may not be for you. But for some people, you may need to move to a better life. And if you look like me, it may mean moving to a place where it is predominantly white. It is undoubtedly that you are a minority, but you can live a good life. And every white person in America is not a part of the KKK. They're not neo-Nazi. They're not whatever other hate group is out there. Every white person in America is not out to get you. Some white people are going to treat you better than Black people, because people are people. At the end of the day, people are people. And I simply just want to tell people that don't get stuck on staying around people that look like you if you can move somewhere that is going to be better for you and your family, especially if you have children. You don't have to stay in poverty, and you don't have to stay in struggle. So is YouTube easy? On easy mode? Excuse me. Is YouTube on easy mode? I don't know if I totally agree with that. It's on easy mode. I think it's about finding a niche, figuring out who your avatar is. Who are you targeting? What is your value proposition? What makes you stand out? Are you relatable? And telling your story. Telling a story in a way that compels other people, that inspires other people, that will help other people on their journey to help other people do better and to be better. Because let's face it, we're living in hard times. Life for some people, the inflation is through the roof. You're hearing about layoffs every day. Every day there's a layoff. Even Right before Christmas, people are laying off. I mean, like, there's never a good time to get laid off, but right before Christmas, and people need hope, people need inspiration. So if you have a story of how um, you've overcome something in your life, turn on that camera, tell your story, upload it to YouTube. Is it on easy mode? I can't quite say yes. I can't quite say yes. But if you have a story to share, share it. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? What's the worst that could happen? And I like to say, what's the best that could happen? If you inspire people, you reach people, and YouTube is going to pay you, hey, what's the best that can happen? You have another source of income. You have another source of income, because we all need and can use some more money. We all need more than one source of income. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Check out, I'm going to pin another video at the end. Check out my video, why I moved to the whitest state as a Black woman. I hope it inspires you. Until next time, be blessed and a prosperous future.